What up, my conspiracy people? You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all from my gaming channel. Say what's up to y'all niggas. Thanks for coming out. All the new people on this channel, thanks for subbing. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching the videos or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Today we're gonna talk about the moon. I ain't gonna waste too much time. I don't want to make the video too long. So, you know, I'm gonna just get what I'm gonna do is, unlike everybody else, I'm not gonna make no theories. I'm not gonna say anybody was lying or telling the truth. I just got questions that just need answering. It makes no sense for some of these things. Some of the things that happen, things that are said to be impossible, or just human error. Like y'all gotta understand, the moon landing, they landed on the moon, I think 13, 14 times or something like that in a span of 4 years. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I know it's somewhere around them numbers, but they did it without making a mistake. And there were so many mistakes that could have been made. And back then, the technology just wasn't there. That was troubleshooting and shit. I mean, we didn't even have color TVs. I mean, you know, motherfuckers was on horseback still. Nah. But there's just a few things a few questions that always make me question the moon landing. And I guess my biggest question was, why haven't we went back yet? I don't understand. Like, we went there in the span of 5 years and just shut it down completely. And this was before I was born. This was like 50 years ago. And we haven't been back yet. And it doesn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense because the phones that we have in our pockets right now have more compute power than NASA did when they did the moon landing. You know what I'm saying? 8 hard disk drives was as big as a table. And now they're as small as fucking your hand. And you're telling me you can't go back. Or that you won't go back because of the money. That's why they say we don't go back because it costs billions of dollars to go. Meanwhile, we see them spending billions of dollars to put this in space and that into space. Cars and shit, probably or probably not in space. Why isn't there any pictures of the stars? Why not just one picture? Just do one picture and take pictures of the stars. Didn't one of the journeys go to the dark side of the moon? Where are the stars in that picture? Like, or when you're not even on the moon and in space, on the way to the moon, where are the stars? No pictures of stars ever on the moon. Because it makes people think you didn't go. Because stars are something that you can use, that people on Earth can use to tell whether or not you went to the moon. Because the constellations would be in a different position that you can only take from the moon. You know what I'm saying? And it just doesn't make sense. I'm still failing to make sense of it. We don't know much about our own planet. How is it? Now hear me out. How is it that we can go to the moon, which is about 20,000 miles, 200 something miles? I forgot, 250 miles or 250,000 miles. I don't know. I don't know the exact number of how far this shit is. I used to know. I just haven't talked about it in so long. I just don't even remember it no more. But we can travel all the way through that. We can go through the Van Allen's belt with no fucking problem somehow. Alright, they said they found a path and they just jotted through it real quick. And they went back and forth 20 times without fail. None of them has died from radiation poison or nothing like that. I know it's a different type of radiation. That I do know. But radiation is radiation. We don't fly above 250 miles from Earth right now. Not even satellites because of this belt. Yet we had no problem. And literally we had no problem. That's not saying nothing but no. We had no problem. Nobody has gotten hurt by the Van Allen belt on record ever in American history. I think the Russians, some people got killed, some animals died and all that, but we found the way to get through the Van Allen belt and nobody else can do it. China's been trying to go to the moon for how long? Russia, what they do? They just quit. They did waste a lot of money. They lost a lot of money. But nobody's been back since. You got through the Van Allen belt. We have all this technology up to date. We don't even know how we've only did about 93% of the sea or some crazy number. Like, we don't even know our own planet. We could travel all these miles and go to the moon, go through the Van Allen's belt, go through all these troubles, have enough oxygen to go here and there and there and here and hop around, plant a fucking flag, make a footprint. But we can't even go into the depths of sea. You know what I'm saying? We can't even get to the bottom of the ocean. Lord knows what's down there. All kind of different animals we haven't even thought about. But we can go to the moon though. We haven't went back to the moon. No drilling. Nothing, like just to see exactly what's going on. How old the moon is. There's so many different types of experiments that need to be done. So much that we can learn from the moon. They say that we don't. There's nothing more we can learn from the moon, and that's bullshit. They say it's hollow. So why? How is it? Why? What the fuck? Check it out. What the fuck? All the moon rocks and shit have been stolen somehow. You wonder why people don't believe you've been on the moon? When all these coincidences. Where are the moon rocks? How did they get stolen from NASA? How? Where are the moon evidence? I mean, I know you can just give some fucking... I mean, and on top of that, wouldn't these rocks be radioactive as fuck? They have been saturated in it for billions of years. Wouldn't they be radioactive as fuck? Wouldn't they suits be radioactive? From what I understand and what's been said is that the bright side of the moon is about 222 degrees, and the dark side of the moon is like negative 130 or some crazy shit, right? And they were obviously on the bright side of the moon with all this heat, and you didn't have not one problem with your suit to where it just perfectly cooled you every fucking time. No problem. Also, the pictures that were taken, and they have the little crosshairs. Why are some of those missing or half there, and like, or some of them are behind? Like, it's impossible. Like, those type of shit just need answering, because you can't just be behind a rock. You understand what I'm saying? Like, unless it was digitally put there. Like the crosshairs is just they're off. Like there's no faking that, because it's in the camera. There's no way in that day and age that's period right now. If you have something on your lens that it just can't. There's no way that the mountain is going to be in front of it. You wonder why people wonder why shit's been going on, or how the dust wasn't being blown around to the point to where it was getting on the pads, on the landing pads and shit when they floated down. I understand they said, oh, it floated 9 feet in the air and then it just shut everything off and just dropped. I don't believe that's how you're going to do that shit with 2 astronauts or 3 astronauts and all that weight. You're just going to take the chance and just drop it on the moon. Like, if something goes wrong, it is a wrap. I don't think. And then you can see the wind, the blast shit. You can't really see no crater. There's nothing there. It's like they just placed it there. Everything with the moon landing just went too perfect. And that's why it's like almost unbelievable, because it went far too perfect. The astronauts, there's no dust on them. There's no nothing. It's just nothing. It can be faked so well. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many different factors for the moon landing to go the way it did, right? And let's just say, like I said, by some miracle that everything is true and we went to the moon and nothing ever happened. why haven't we been back? If it's so easy, if there's so little risk, if we got this shit perfected, why the fuck ain't we went back? We have so many things that we need to do. We need to get moon rocks back. So we need to fucking, I don't know, check for life. We checking for life on Mars. Why not the moon? We got a rover on Mars. Why not the moon? If you're not gonna go back, okay, we'll do a rover trip on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something. Like, it's far too much bullshit going on. People saying, oh, you can shine a light and they left mirrors there and you can shine a laser on it and it will reflect back. Fuck you, my nigga. We can see planets miles away. You know what I'm saying? Thousands, billions of miles away. We know what Saturn looked like. We know what Pluto looked like in its features. How about we get a picture? How about we shut everybody up about did we land on the moon by actually going to the landing site where the footprint should be there and all that? How about we take pictures of all that? You know, the tracks and the actual landing spot and the flag, which might be blank by now due to radiation, if it's there. How about we do that? Why everything got to be far away from the moon, but then we can see far past the moon? These are just questions that I wonder about. You know, people believe like how the moon was made. We would have a better understanding how the moon was made if we find out what the fucking moon is made out of. What is it? Does it have the same properties and shit? Like why all the secrecy? Why all the lies or all the fakeness? Those pictures, man. Those pictures with the crosshairs, man, is what killed me. It really killed me with your shit. It does. Listening to a guy hammer a fucking rod into the fucking ground, and you can hear the sound, even though you're not supposed to hear sound on the moon, makes me question it. And this footage was from NASA, and NASA actually took that footage down. And some school had it up and they took that down or some shit like that. But you can clearly hear it. There's videos on YouTube about the shit. Look it up. Look up the videos on YouTube. You can literally hear the guy hammering a fucking rod. How? It's impossible. Or you can see like a bag rocking back and forth by itself, which would be impossible because there's no atmosphere. It's far too many questions that need answering. Far too many questions. And it doesn't make sense scientifically or politically. I mean, people think that aliens are on the dark side of the moon, or maybe aliens, it's like an alien base or something like that. And I've seen, not personally, but I've seen footage of some shit that look kind of real. You know what I'm saying? You know, it looks like something's flying across the surface of the moon. Or, you know, and if there's aliens and you don't want to tell people they're aliens and that's why we ain't went back, then why are you talking about going to Mars? If it's aliens on the moon, nigga, you should be scared to go to the Mars. And if it is aliens on the moon, then why aren't you telling us? Like, why aren't you asking them what their purpose is? Or do you already know? Like, I don't know. That's the problem. When it comes to the moon, we don't know. And because we don't know is why you get so many fucking questions. And these questions are good fucking questions. Problem with that is that you get ridiculed for asking questions. Like, you get looked at like, oh, you're stupid, you're another one of those people. You know, you make people feel and look bad or feel crazy. It's like, that's the opposite of what we should be doing. People shouldn't make people feel embarrassed to ask questions that should be asked. Y'all, the government has lied plenty of fucking times. NASA be lying almost every motherfucking time. Can't stand them. No, I can't. I can respect them. It's just that everybody lies, and then when people ask questions, people get looked down on. People ask questions about an alien, and it's like, oh, you're crazy, you're weird, or whatever. It's like, nigga, you mean to tell me you think you're the only being in the universe? You dumbass nigga, you're the only intelligent being in the universe. That's it. Our lions, tigers, and bears, and ants, and motherfucking dinosaurs, and all this fucking shit, we're the only type of life in the universe. That's fucking insane to think. It's not even scientifically possible. It's just not. We ain't that lucky. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be more out there. It is more out there. I mean, that's just the point. It really is more out there. No matter what people say, there ain't no other way around it. Even if you religious, you think God stopped with us? Why, nigga? Who are we? Nigga, that nigga don't even pay attention to us. Shit, last time the nigga came to your door, nigga. Shit, and that's not knocking religion, nigga. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, religious people believe in God never seen before, but don't believe in aliens they never seen before. It's just hypocritical bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I believe in God and all that good shit, but it's just I'm more realistic with mine, and you know, I just can't sit here and say that we are the only beings in this gigantic universe. We're the only ones lucky enough to be in a habitable zone and next to a star. That's really all it fucking takes. Habitable zone, star, and time. And you got a fucking planet. You know what I'm saying? You got a planet with life on it. It's just, I can't get to it, man. So, I'm gonna make this one short, man. This hidden conspiracies. I'll holler at y'all later, man. I've been working too much. I ain't got too much time. I just want to ask these questions, man. If y'all got any answers to these questions, leave them in the comment section. Let me know some things, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Go.